Breaking through the fear of being vulnerable in your art, in its purest form, is an expression of the soul. It reflects our deepest emotions, thoughts, and experiences, sometimes before we even fully understand them ourselves. Yet, sharing this raw and personal side of ourselves with the world can be terrifying. The fear of judgment, rejection, or misunderstanding often holds artists back from embracing vulnerability in their work. But what if vulnerability isn't a weakness? What if it is the key to creating truly impactful art? As artists, we pour ourselves into our creations. Whether through painting, writing, sculpting, or digital art, we express ideas and emotions that may feel too difficult to articulate in words. However, when we make something deeply personal, we expose ourselves to criticism, not just of our technical skills, but of our inner world. This can be overwhelming. The fear of vulnerability stems from several places. Fear of rejection. What if people don't like what you create? What if they don't understand your message? Fear of judgment. Sharing personal experiences, struggles, and emotions may make us feel exposed. Fear of not being good enough. Many artists struggle with imposter syndrome, feeling as though their work is never quite worthy of public display. The reality is, vulnerability is not a barrier to artistic success. It is the bridge that connects artists to their audience. The more personal and honest your work is, the more likely it is to resonate with others. Think about the most memorable pieces of art you've encountered. Chances are, they moved you emotionally because they carried a sense of raw authenticity. Vulnerable art has the power to touch people on a profound level. It reminds them that they are not alone in their feelings, struggles, and experiences. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable in your work, you create an emotional connection with your audience. They see themselves in your art. Your struggles and triumphs mirror their own, fostering a deep and meaningful engagement with your work. Steps to embracing vulnerability in your art. If the idea of exposing more of yourself in your art feels daunting, here are some steps to help ease into it. 1. Start small. Vulnerability doesn't have to mean sharing your deepest, darkest secrets immediately. Begin by incorporating small, personal elements into your work. This could be a color palette that reflects your mood, a theme that speaks to your current life situation, or a story inspired by a personal memory. 2. Create without an audience in mind. Sometimes, the fear of judgment can stifle creativity. Try creating pieces just for yourself, without the intention of sharing them. This can help you get comfortable with expressing deeper emotions without the pressure of external feedback. 3. Recognize the strength in your story. Your experiences, no matter how ordinary or extraordinary they seem, are valuable. Art that comes from personal truth holds weight. Whether you've struggled with loss, self-doubt, joy, or transformation, your perspective is unique and worthy of expression. 4. Accept imperfection. Striving for perfection can prevent you from fully embracing vulnerability. Art doesn't have to be flawless to be impactful. In fact, imperfections often make it more relatable and real. 5. Share in safe spaces. If sharing publicly feels overwhelming, start by sharing your work with a trusted friend, mentor, or small group of fellow creatives. Constructive and supportive feedback can build confidence in your vulnerability. 6. Use different mediums. Sometimes, different art forms can make vulnerability feel more manageable. If painting feels too direct, try writing poetry. If writing feels too raw, try photography. Experimenting with different mediums can help you find the most comfortable way to express yourself. 7. Reframe fear as fuel. Instead of seeing vulnerability as a risk, view it as a superpower. Fear can be a sign that you're pushing boundaries and growing as an artist. The discomfort of vulnerability often leads to breakthrough moments in creativity. Some of the most influential artists in history were those who were unapologetically vulnerable in their work. Frida Kahlo painted her physical and emotional pain with brutal honesty. Vincent van Gogh's turbulent emotions poured onto his canvases in a way that continues to move people today. Writers like Maya Angelou and musicians like Nina Simone infused their personal stories into their works, making them unforgettable. Even in the digital age, contemporary artists find success by embracing their true selves. Artists on social media who share their struggles, creative processes, and personal insights often build stronger and more engaged communities. Their willingness to be vulnerable makes their work more relatable and inspiring. When you let go of the fear of being vulnerable in your art, you open yourself up to incredible growth. Here's what embracing vulnerability can bring: stronger artistic identity. You begin to develop a unique voice that is authentic and true to you. More meaningful connections. Your audience will feel a deeper connection to your work. Increased confidence. The more you share, the more comfortable you become with expressing yourself. Personal healing. Art can be a form of therapy, helping you process emotions and experiences. Creative freedom. No longer held back by fear, your creativity can flourish in new and unexpected ways. Art thrives on authenticity. While the fear of vulnerability is natural, breaking through it can lead to a more fulfilling and impactful creative journey. When you stop holding back and start sharing your true artistic voice, you give others permission to do the same. Embracing vulnerability in your art is not just about revealing your personal struggles, it's about creating something that speaks to the human experience. It's about forging connections, sparking conversations, and making a lasting impact. The world doesn't need perfect art, it needs honest, passionate, and fearless artists willing to share their truth. So, take the leap. Let vulnerability be the key that unlocks your greatest creative potential. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Subscribe for daily inspiration and tips from and for artists on their journey.